Legacy Wealth Management was founded out of a desire to provide the best client service experience in the financial industry. After working for years in the traditional corporate investment world, the founders of Legacy Wealth Management knew that there was a better way. With so many companies pushing their clients to call centers and increasing account minimums, they wanted to deliver a client experience second to none. They believe in education, communication, and a deep commitment to a personal relationship with each client. Call Legacy Wealth Management today or go online to lynchburglegacy.com to improve the relationship with your finances. Legacy Wealth Management Group. It's more than a plan for your money, it's a plan for your life.
Broadcasting from Watts Creative Studios and live on Grove Street FM, you're listening to Talk Local to Me, brought to you by the Central Virginia Business Coalition.
You know, if I do say so myself, I think that, commercial, that pre-roll commercial is voiced by such a talent. Anyone?
The vet, wonderful.
Okay.
Silence is
come on
deafening.
now.
What just happened?
So quick note though, if you if you're listening, you're a small business and you want to have your ad as the pre-roll to the show or even the post-roll, which will happen a little bit later. Both Legacy and Hill Valley, I think, are rolling off at the end of this week. So we're looking for 2 businesses that want to come on and be a sponsor. And if you also want us to name the studio after you, if you want us to be broadcasting live, from the S&S Services studio, I just say that because Samantha's looking at me. Let us know. We've got some sponsorship opportunities. I mean, we have got some great, Woody, we've got,
oh my gosh,
a ton of live listeners, thousands of live listeners.
Oh my gosh, yeah. App downloads every morning. I check it. It's so surprising and flattering. So
yeah, it's amazing. So yeah, think about it. Let us know. You can always reach out to me at heather@cvabc.org. And we have a packed show today, so I'm not going to sit here and just talk about randomness. Like I usually do sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah, we're just going to
try something new today.
Yeah, I'm going to try something new.
Sounds good.
So we have 2 call-in guests. We have a studio guest, and we, have a lot of things coming up. So we're going to try and cram it all into an hour. We may run over a tad, but that's okay. But I just want to welcome our first guest to the show, and it's Paul Minsher with State Farm. How are you, Paul?
I'm doing great. Thank you very much. How are you doing today?
I am doing well. And I thank you for being able to join us to talk about, we want to talk a little bit about State Farm, but also we're going to talk about the Second Fridays Center Town Cruise-ins that our organization has been putting on. And you are our presenting sponsor of that. And what better business to have as a sponsor of a car show than somebody who deals with car insurance.
Yeah, everyone spends all this time fixing their cars up, making them nice, showing them off.
Yeah.
You got to make sure they're insured and protected.
Exactly.
That's absolutely right. No, thank you for having me on first and really looking forward to it. And you're right. No, we insure a lot of vehicles and antique vehicles. And I know that there was a lot of really good looking cars on the first show, and excited to hopefully even have more this second time.
Yeah, we're definitely looking for more. We've had a lot, we had a lot of interest the first month we put it out. But then, of course, we saw people that were like, oh, we didn't know what was happening. We're ready for next month. Yeah. So I have a feeling we're going to have a bigger turnout this month. And then leading into, we have one more in October. And so, and then our hopes is next year we're going to run them from like May to October. Now that we've kind of gotten our feet wet,
exciting.
And got some stuff going. So, but before we go more into the car show, let's find out more about Paul, like what you do. How did you get started in insurance?
Yeah, so I moved out. I originally grew up an Air Force brat, so we kind of moved all over the place, but mostly in the Midwest, and moved out to Virginia in 2007. I was actually coaching college baseball until 2013 and decided it was time to get a real job. So as much as I enjoyed it, I went and worked for a State Farm agent for a few years, and then had the opportunity to take over for a great agent in Bedford that retired, and have been in downtown Bedford since January 2020.
Okay. What college did you coach for? I just have to know because I'm a huge sports fan.
I went to Northwestern.
Okay, very cool. Yeah, like Mike says, go sports. Is that what?
Go sports.
Go sports. He's
There you go.
I'm a big sports fanatic, but I like pretty much any. The only sport I've never really gotten into is hockey. Like that's been my I haven't really been able to get my.
So you're happy football is back then?
Oh, I am ecstatic. Football is back now.
Great.
Granted, I am a UVA fan. I'm very proud to be a UVA fan. Our football team doesn't look like we're going to be doing much this year. That's cool. I'm going to the game this weekend, so I'll be a proud fan. But I love football, love basketball, love all the things.
I just do my hokey sign.
See, and this is why he's not going to be the co-host of the show any longer. Thank you, Mike, for joining us today.
We are a Virginia Tech family. My sister went to Virginia Tech. My nephew goes to Virginia Tech. So Heather and I disagree on that, but that's okay. It makes life interesting.
It does.
Yeah. I actually went to a football game this weekend. I went to the opening game at Liberty, and it was very interesting to see from very close to the field. Had friends that have season tickets and got to go. So I was a little bit of Go Sports this weekend.
Go Sports. I loved it. When you put that, it cracked me up.
Yeah.
So I, with State Farm, I think a lot of people, car insurance is something that, you need to have.
Exactly.
But do you do more than just car insurance?
We do, yeah. We really, auto insurance and maybe home insurance, whether it's homeowners or renters, are kind of the first things that people think. And we certainly do, that's our bread and butter, so to speak. But what I like is State Farm really gives us the opportunity to meet whatever insurance or financial needs that our customers have. So life insurance, health insurance, banking needs, retirement planning, whatever the issue is or whatever needs you have. I'm really fortunate to be able to help in any way that customers need. And what I like to do in kind of the State Farm way is just really get into conversations. Hey, what's most important to you is going to be different than the next person that comes in and meets with us. And that's okay. We want to give you our opinion. We want to make sure that there aren't any gaps in your coverage, and more so help you reach your goals and have you protected so nothing can take that away from you.
See, and that's why I'm glad I asked that question, because honestly, some of the things you mentioned, I would have never have thought State Farm handled stuff like that. You said, like, when you say banking and things like that, I sit here and go, okay, like you said, the normal, the car, the home, the renters, that sort of thing. So I think it's important for people to realize that you can go to an insurance, company and get, you talk about bundling things to save money. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of something I think people don't think about.
No, people don't. And, it's surprising because, same thing. Even our current customers that have been long-term State Farm customers say, oh, wow, you guys do life insurance. And, we actually, State Farm as a whole, won the J.D. Power and Associates for customer satisfaction the last couple of years. And it's like, well, somebody might know about it, I guess. But, it's really just good that I've always been very blessed to be able to represent a company like State Farm and certainly be able to meet customer needs regardless of line of insurance or whatever's going on in their life. A lot of times we hear from people on their best day and their worst day, and we can help in either case. So whether it's adding an endorsement because they're having a backyard wedding and need some extra liability, or somebody passed away over the weekend, and we want to be one of the first calls that they're going to make and be able to help regardless of the situation.
So I'm going to be that person that says I'm a long time, State Farm, I've been insured by State Farm since I was
I knew you
16.
were smart.
Yeah. However, we have our home through someone else because we didn't know any better when we got, when we bought our house. So I'm one of those people that needs to look at saving some money.
Doing the bundling
some things. Because I'm also that person that accidentally backed up my driveway into my husband's work van.
That's not good.
About 5 or 6 months ago. Yeah. Wow. It wasn't fun. Luckily, I don't even think they filed a claim against me. They were like, oh, well, we're getting new vans anyway, so whatever.
The timing was right.
But I always know which van is my husband's driving around town.
Because it's got your mark on it.
Crunched in.
You marked your territory.
Yeah, I was like, there we go.
This is no Facebook Chris's van, right?
Yes, exactly. So now, I want to thank you so much for being a sponsor of our Centerfest Cruise-Ins, because this is a new event for us. And it was something that we heard a lot of people tell us used to happen in downtown Bedford years ago. And they really enjoyed having the cars, downtown, and bringing, our ultimate goal too is to bring people that maybe are not from Bedford to downtown and see the businesses that we have here in
Because there's a lot of little unique businesses in downtown. Like, I don't remember the name of it because I'm terrible with names, but there's one place that's like a little cafe and a yarn shop that my sister is dying.
That's
to come
Bridge
down
Street
to.
Cafe.
Bridge Street Cafe.
Yes.
Thank you. Little cool little things like that you don't get in a lot of different places, and those little unique creations.
And if you've never been into Zimmerman's downtown, that place is just, you could spend hours in there looking for different things. And, you can have, come and eat lunch. We've got, the Blue Lady, we've got clam diggers, we've got
Blue Lady has good eggs.
We've got so much stuff here. So to have a downtown business, like yours, Paul, to sponsor this event really just kind of shows the heart of what we're trying to do.
Right.
And so we really appreciate it.
Oh, absolutely. No, and I love being right in downtown Bedford, and you both hit it really on the head. One of the things I love about Bedford is so many, I call them mom and pop shops. It's like me, I'm not State Farm. I'm Paul Mencher State Farm. I'm a small business owner. I get it. Clam diggers, Blue Lady, all the shops that are right downtown. A lot of them are independent small business owners, and I've always looked at, hey, what's good for the community is good for me and good for all the businesses in the community. And I'm just really appreciative of all your efforts for getting this going again, because it's just a fun way to bring a lot of people into Bedford and just see how much it has to offer, because I really think anyone that hasn't been would be surprised. It's small town USA, and it's great just to walk around and walk into different businesses. You can always get something good to eat, regardless of where you stop in there. And I just think it's going to be great for Bedford as a whole.
Yeah. And this Friday, we encourage people. So let me just put this out there, because last month there seemed to be a little confusion. So the streets are going to close at 6:00. So we're going to put up barricades. And I don't know if people realize something. Barricades are there for a reason. That means you can't drive over them, drive around them. It's barricading the road. We had some people last month that just wanted to kind of blow right past us. But streets are closing at 6, and the cars start coming at 6. Most of them were kind of set up and ready by 6:30, and then it goes until dark. We do have Blue Lady is going to be open this Friday in the evening, serving up some dinner. Clam Diggers will be open. So there's 2 local restaurants we encourage you to head out to. Domino's will be there. But we also have Porterhouse Catering. So if you're looking for some barbecue, they'll be on hand. And then
barbecue too.
Bros and Sis's Lemonade. Paul, I don't know if you've heard of them. They're the kids that are here in downtown Bedford that are trying to raise money for various things, and they're going to be setting up their lemonade stand right here at the clock as well with us. So,
and they are they were at Battle of the Bands. They were so awesome. Their lemonade was amazing.
Yeah, so. It's fresh pressed right there, squeezed, pressed, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And then last month we collected school supplies. So we didn't charge the cars to be a part of the show. We just asked them to make a donation. So last month it was school supplies. This month it's canned food. So that we can take that to a local food shelter, probably Bedford Christian Ministries here in our area. So we asked for canned goods. If the community wants to bring it, they can too.
And I saw the collection of school supplies at the Bedford CVABC office once they were in, and so I think you guys had planned on taking it to pretty much one school, and you had so much you were actually able to split it up between elementary, middle, and high school.
We did.
So thank you to all the people who participated and brought an overwhelming amount of stuff to really help school kids to make sure they've got what they need throughout the school year.
Yeah, and these are the things that, like, for the CVABC, and I'm, of course, like Paul was saying, when businesses get involved to do stuff, we're giving back to the community we live in.
Exactly.
So again, I just, I thank you, Paul, so much for helping us, share this out there to everyone. And I encourage you, if you, let me ask you this this question. How important is it for people to kind of shop their insurance every few years or so? Like, can things change? Is that something people should look at doing?
Well, it's always, people have differing thoughts on that. I will say longevity with your company does play a role for sure in rates. So, you don't necessarily want to make a jump every, $7 increase.
Right.
However, rates change. What I would more say, what's most important to people a lot of times is one, having someone local that they can go in and talk to when things don't go right. And they can sit down and look them in the eye, sit across from them, and get answers there. Someone that's going to go to bat for them and the level of service that you get. You know, rates are going to go up, rates are going to go back down. It's not a steady line. They're cyclical to a certain extent. But no, you know, different companies take increases and decreases at different times. So depending on when you're looking, you certainly could find a better deal, you know, elsewhere. It's really what's most important to you. And most of the times I hear either price, service, or how we handle claims. And, you know, rates are above my pay grade. We don't determine those in the office, but we try and control what we can control, and that's a level of service and going to bat for our customers.
So, Paul, what I hear you saying is it is important to shop and make sure that you've got the best experience and customer service, that it is good to shop, but not necessarily just based on price. You want to make sure that you're getting that attention and care from your agent that it sounds like you provide, and you want to make sure you got you a Paul from State Farm and not just a customer service rep somewhere in no man's land. Is that what I'm hearing?
That's absolutely right. You know, and it's funny because I'm in the world every day, and I totally understand where people are coming from. But, you know, what's funny to me is, you know, I always ask people, hey, the car that you're driving, did you go and buy that because it was the cheapest one on the lot or because it fit your needs the best?
Exactly.
That shirt you're wearing, was that just the cheapest one in the store, or did it fit you perfect and you were happy with the salesperson that helped you, et cetera? And sometimes that gets lost in insurance, and certainly understand, you know, everyone's goal is to have the best coverage at a rate that is affordable for you and your family. So we always try and do that. More so what I would encourage, if you are in the mode of, hey, maybe I should shop, whether you're with me or a different State Farm agent or a totally different company, I would recommend getting on the phone or setting up an in-face appointment with your current agent, because there may be some discounts that you're missing. There may be, you know, people's lives change. Maybe there's a coverage difference that we could look at. But give them a shot to if you're happy with the service, to see if there's anything they can do rate-wise before you would jump ship.
Okay.
Now, so for those listening, I want to thank you for joining us, you know, today. Can give everyone, like, how can they contact you if they do want to find out a little bit more or get some information from you and look at their rates?
Definitely. Thank you. Yeah. The easiest way probably would be Bedford.
Uh-oh, I think we've lost you.
Hold on a minute. Did we lose you?
You can request a quote. You can just kind of look at some of the products that we have available to you. We're right on South Bridge Street. You know, I know Clam Diggers was mentioned. We're actually right across the street from them and Phone Axiom. So if you're in town and want to come in and say hi, we'll have a cold drink waiting for you, and we'll sit down and would love to talk with you.
Sounds good, Paul. Can you give us your phone number one more time? We had a little glitch in our audio, and I think it went out. So can you give us your number one more time?
Sure. So the phone number is 540-707-4800, or you can go on insurancebedford.com.
Awesome. Thank you.
Perfect. Paul, thank you so much for joining us, and we hope to see you Friday. And then, of course, we hope to see you. Centerfest is coming up as well, right in downtown Bedford, exactly. So we hope to see you there too.
Absolutely. All right. Thank you very much for having me on. Really looking forward to everything.
Awesome. Thank you. So speaking of Centerfest coming up, September 23rd, our next guest is going to be calling in. If you haven't put it on your calendar yet, make sure that you do. Bedford Centerfest is going to be from 10 to 6 throughout all of downtown Bedford. But one of the things that we are looking forward to, what is Woody doing over here?
I'm hitting the redial button.
What is happening?
Dr. Woody over there.
One of the things we're really looking forward to, though, a lot of people like to come for the music. We've got some great bands that are going to be playing throughout the day, a lot of artists. But one of the guests that we have coming from 4 to 6, kind of our headliner for the evening that we're really excited to talk to today is, country recording artist Glen Shelton. Yeah. So, Glen, welcome to the show.
Well, thanks for having me.
I am so excited to have you come in here for Centerfest in a couple of weeks. We've been looking forward to it ever since, we've been chatting almost for on or off, 10, 11 months now, like right after last year's Centerfest.
Yes, we got it on the calendar early, and that was a good thing to do. I'm looking very forward to this event as well.
Yeah, I was checking your calendar, and you have a full slate through September. It looks like you're up and down the East Coast.
Yes, I haven't had a weekend off in, I don't know, I guess back in the winter.
Oh, wow.
it's been pretty busy. Yes.
Not well, I guess it's a good busy though.
Yes. Yeah. Always better to be too busy than not busy enough, especially in this business.
Exactly.
So I wanted to start off. So you have been named the Feel Good Country Artist of the Year.
Awesome.
Right? That's really exciting.
Well, yeah, that's actually a title that our marketing team came up with that has kind of stuck and picked up steam, and people are, I guess, recognizing me as that. I mean, I think one of the biggest things is that I just try to entertain people and get along with everybody, and I'm like the golden retriever that just wants to be everybody's friend, and so so I guess that's why that title stuck.
I think one of the things I love about having you come here to play at Centerfest is that you're a Central Virginia native.
Right.
And, you went to Liberty University, correct?
Yes. And Heritage High School.
Yeah. And Heritage High School. Okay. So I went to Glass, so we're kind of rivals. But we won't let that.
We're rivals, but we're from the same city, so we're co-op.
Yeah, we'll pretend. It'll be good.
That's right.
But I love being able to have, someone from our area that is doing, you are doing phenomenal in the charts right now.
Well, thank you so much. It's all credit to Bruce Allen from Jordache Records. He signed me to their label back about a year and a half ago, and it's just been a great ride since then. And we just released our second national release back in the spring, and that's number 51 currently, and then we're going to be releasing our third single coming up in a few weeks.
Now, how did you get started on this whole track? Like, how'd you get going from, here, small town, Heritage High School, going to Liberty, now to, touring the coast?
Well, I've been singing for a long time. And I don't know if anybody remembers this, but I actually opened up for Keith Bryant back years ago at Centerfest.
Okay.
That was probably 15 years ago. And Keith is actually related to Bruce Allen. And so I kind of keep in touch with Keith as well. But, I've been doing music for a long time, but I met with Bruce back, almost a couple years ago. And we started talking about, what my plans were, and things evolved from there. And we had a great recording session after that. And then they signed me to the label about a year and a half ago. And so that's really the key, is getting on that label, and then having Bruce Allen just work with me and teach me the business, and get me hooked up with the radio promoters and getting played nationwide. And thanks to stations like WAKG in Danville and WYYD, in Lynchburg for playing our song. It's just amazing, and stations all across the nation.
I think it's so important, though, for people to hear your story, because you have so many aspiring musicians and young artists that, want to kind of catch that big break. And we started our Battle of the Bands event a couple of years ago, which is for local talent to come out and perform in front of, the crowd. And the winner of that gets to play at Centerfest. They're actually going to be the band that plays right before you do. They'll be on from 2:30 to 3:30. But we also even have a band coming back from that event. We had a local high school band that just wanted to come play, and they won the People's Choice Award because they were just fabulous. So we were like, well, come to Centerfest too, because we want to give people that exposure. And I think that's it, just getting that exposure.
And they were so excited to be invited to that as well. It was awesome to see, because they're still in high school. They brought a whole fan club with them, and I love that their fan club was cheering for the other bands too, and dancing and singing, and it was good time.
Yeah.
That is great.
But I think it's great to have a musician like yourself that kind of started out that way. You opened for someone, and now, you are where you are. And I think that gives people, you always want to give people hope. I think people always think, well, it'll never happen to me, but you never know.
Right.
Yeah. And, the clock was ticking. And so I really thought, man, if something's going to happen, it better happen soon. And there you go. And, so I credit God first of all, and then second to that is my wife and Bruce, because my wife has been on me to move to Nashville for years, and for one reason or another, just didn't work out. But, again, things have just turned into something that I never dreamed would happen. And, hey, we have some really big goals, and we'll see what happens.
Awesome.
So my good friend, and I know you're a good friend as well, DW Lawhorn, who, here in the town, he's our director of public works and all around just fantastic human being. He wanted me to make sure that we chatted a little bit about you being part of the latest Boots the Cow book.
Oh.
Yes, man, what an honor. DW and I went to school together. I mean, I think we met in middle school. So we've been friends for a long time, and to have the honor of being featured in one of his books is just amazing. And I can't thank him enough. And we've been selling the books on the road this year, and telling the crowds about DW and the story behind that. And so, yeah. Mm-hmm. It's amazing. I never imagined I would be a character in a children's book.
So real quick, what's Boots doing in this book? How do y'all? I haven't had a chance to read this one yet.
Boots basically is showing up to hear the music that I'm doing. The cow is intrigued by the music, and so to have me as the character in there. Is that's about as cool as anything I've ever had done for me. So thanks to DW, and of course, man, he's been very successful with these books, and I just think it's an amazing thing to be part of that.
Yeah, I'm very thankful. Boots the Cow, they've sponsored our Kid Zone at Centerfest.
Oh,
unfortunately, Boots won't make an appearance because Boots is Boots, and we don't have enough space to contain him. But we're hoping to be able to have a table to sell some merchandise for Boots the Cow as well. So
yes,
really cool.
Yes, I think that would be a great event. I talked to DW about that, so hopefully I'll see him in a few weeks here at the Centerfest.
So do you have, for those listening, do you kind of have an idea like what your set list is looking like? Is it all like original music, that you'll be playing? Do you, what's it kind of looking like for those coming out?
Well, what we do is we try to do some covers because, people love to hear cover songs. I mean, we try to do some country songs that people are familiar with, maybe a few oldies. And certainly our music as well.
Yes.
But we try to mix it up. And I figured, hey, if Garth Brooks is still doing covers, then I guess we should still be doing that too.
Exactly.
So, I think that's the best way to do it is mix it up, do some of our songs and some of the songs that people have loved through the years, and even some of the newer country as well.
Now, will you have any of your merchandise there to sell to those that are, going to be in attendance?
We will if we don't sell out. I am almost sold out of our pre-sale CDs. Our full CDs are going to be coming out sometime in the next probably couple of months. But we had a pre-sale CD with 8 tracks on it, and that's almost sold out. And so if I still have something left, but if not, I do have an older album that I did several years back, and of course we'll have some pictures and T-shirts. We got plenty of T-shirts, so we'll have something there for the folks who would love to look at the merchandise.
Awesome. Now, if somebody wanted to, maybe someone who's listening and said, "Well, I haven't listened to any of his music," what's the best way for someone to go and listen to some of your singles that you have, out now, and how to get more information about you?
Well, you can go to glenshelton.com, Glen with one N, Shelton with a T, and you can get some song clips on there. You can also go to YouTube and just Google I'm All In, or no, I'm sorry, not Google, but go to YouTube, and in the search bar, just say Glen Shelton, I'm All In. That's our current single now. And I think we have another one on there, Dying to Live. So you can just, search Glen Shelton, I'm All In, or Glen Shelton, Dying to Live. And also you can keep up with us at Glen Shelton Music on all the social media platforms, and we'd love for people to follow us on that.
Okay, perfect. So I saw real quick, and this is going to, I want to throw this out there because, it's opening, this past weekend was opening weekend of college football season, and football's coming up, and I saw that your passion was music and football. So college team, do you have a favorite?
Well, I know this is very, very divisive, but I have to go with Virginia Tech on that.
Darn
Yes.
it. I knew you were going to say that.
Yes, you have split the show today. It's
I got
fantastic.
a lot of friends who are with UVA, but got to go with Virginia Tech on that.
Well, okay. I knew when I asked that question, it was probably going one of two ways, but I'll just sit over here, lonely UVA fan in the corner. It's fine.
I'm doing the hand turkey for her, Glenn, just for you.
It's fine.
So.
Don't hand turkey me. So,
Sounds good.
Yes. So, Glenn, thanks for joining us, and we're really looking forward to seeing you September the 23rd.
Well, thank you so much. And also Liberty, of course, has always been one of my favorite teams. And of course, so it's really kind of Virginia Tech and Liberty, but Liberty was kind of a taken for granted because, I'm an alumni from there. So.
Yes. Well, no, I figured Liberty was, I was kind of maybe thinking you were going to go that way. And I was like, okay, it won't be either of us, but no, It's okay. I'm still going to be excited to see you play on the 23rd, Glenn. I'm not rescinding the invitation.
He made the right choice.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
Well, thank you so much. Looking forward to the event and looking forward to seeing all the great people out there.
Yes, us too. So we will see you then.
Sounds great. Thank you.
Sounds great. Have a great day.
So how cool is that? I'm hoping we are going to pack the farmers market from 4 to 6 on that day. I mean, heck, I hope we pack the farmers market all day long. Let me just say, we have some great talent that'll be out there. And, I did check out Living in the Heart of Virginia next week. We're going to have a segment on there talking about Centerfest, and big shout out to our presenting sponsor, Terman Forest Products. Josh will be on the show with us next week talking about, this is his second year.
Hopefully he'll wear a Virginia Tech shirt.
He probably will, because
we'll reach out to him.
Thinking he's a Tech fan too, so we're just not. I'm just whatever. And then, also Nicole Johnson with Bedford Tourism.
Yeah.
She was on the show, the LHV segment with me today, talking about just what Centerfest brings to our area. It's about the artisan and crafters, but it's really about. We have people that come from out of state to this festival. We have vendors that come from out of state. We have a food truck coming from Maine this year. It's
that's exciting.
Awesome. Yeah, it's a lobster food truck, which I'm so stoked for. Like, I can't wait. I'm going to eat all the lobster I can eat, which won't be much, but I'm going to eat it anyway. So, I'm really excited for some of the things we have this year. We've got some, lots of new vendors. We also we'll have a mobile laser tag arena. That's cool. New for this year. There's a guy that has a big blow up that you go inside of, and it's a laser tag.
Oh, that sounds cool.
Arena for the kids.
For the kids?
Yeah.
Can adults do it too?
I'm assuming adults can.
Okay.
I think it'll be fun.
Just want to make sure.
We can run in there. We'll have adult
Asking for a friend. Steven's the friend.
Liberty High School, Liberty Middle School FFA is going to be putting on an agriculture section. So they'll have like a petting zoo with, different animals for the kids.
And how awesome is that kids from the school are coming to do things for kids in their community? Mm-hmm. It's teaching them the importance of community and giving back and things like that, even at the stage. That's
what I think is wonderful. There's lots of, petting zoo companies around, but really being able to involve like you said, local kids in our area, because these kids are learning about farming. That's what, for people who don't know what FFA, they're learning about farming. They're learning about agriculture. And a lot of these animals they get to have as pets, and they raise them throughout the year. And so they get to come and bring them and show off like what they've done. And it's really great to have them involved. And we have bounce houses, and we have balloon twisters, and we have the puzzled car show. The owner of, or the person who runs and organizes Puzzled, they're coming out and doing carnival games for the kids. So, we've worked really hard. We've been trying to bring back the actual carnival rides. It's something that may happen in the next year or two.
We're hoping, but we're hoping the next year or the year after.
Yeah. So
plans are in place.
Friends. But then just the amount of artisans and crafters we have is crazy. We're super excited about it. Over 140 vendors.
That's exciting.
Between, doing everything from earrings to leatherwork to woodwork to, flowers to crochet to knit to everything I cannot do.
And it's a great place to get those unique gifts that you may only see these vendors a couple of times a year or something like that. It's a great time to start doing that Christmas shopping, guys. You can do your Christmas shopping in September and then hide it, forget where it is, and then have to go panic by Christmas Eve. You can there's some very unique and interesting gifts that you can get. I always love going through. I always get a couple gifts then to kind of start the process. And it's a great thing to have a wide selection of vendors to choose from.
Right. Well, so our next guest today, she actually has a unique tie-in to Glen Shelton, which she just told me about today. Kind of, sort of, right?
Yeah, my brother Brian is his lead guitarist. Glenn has no idea who I am. I just know who he is.
Right.
So Glenn, if you're still listening, this is Samantha.
Brian is my brother. Hi.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't know that until right before the show. She just happened to message me and tell me that. I was like, what? That's crazy.
Yeah,
Small
'cause
world.
I saw the post about y'all having him on, and I was like, oh, hey, I know who that is. That's awesome. So he had just told my parents on Sunday that they had got Centerfest. So we were excited for
And you
that.
were like, I know.
He's been, my brother has been an amazing musical artist for all of his life. And so I'm excited for him to be paired up with somebody like Glenn, who's really rocking it out and doing what they can to create great music and just be a good influence on those around them. So,
well, I think a lot of times the music, people tend to focus on like the lead singer, and that's great and all. But I find myself a lot of times really loving to see the people kind of behind that, like when they're doing their guitar solo or a drum solo, or like, you can really.
My wife always likes the drummers.
Yeah.
That's because I play drums. Because I don't have any musical
That's
talent.
right. I forgot Mike's in a band, was in a band.
I was a long time ago.
Yeah. So I have, just so you guys know, I have no creative talent, no musical talent. I'm talentless when it comes to all that stuff.
By them.
Yeah. But I do love a good concert. My husband and I go to concerts quite a lot because it's just a lot of fun. Great way to let off some steam and hear some good music and hang out with good friends. So we have Samantha with us in the studio, and Samantha's been in here with us before, but we're excited to have her back with S&S Services. And I always try to change her name, but it's S&S Services. And right, I'm right this time, right? See, look at me. I studied before we came today, and her husband is here with us as well. Welcome.
Go Tigers.
Yeah. Oh, Clemson fan.
No.
Oh, no.
Louisiana.
LSU.
Oh, LSU. Okay.
I kept hearing about UVA and Tech. And
No, that's cool.
Yeah.
Throw it out there. We have a couple of LSU fans. Actually, Brian, our Life, Liberty, Happiness co-podcast host, they're big LSU fans.
Awesome.
I'm right, Rudy, right?
Yeah, because Logan
His son
goes to LSU.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
awesome.
so they're big LSU fans. See, that's how much I know everybody's like football stuff. Like I love football. So S&S Services, bookkeeping, and I'm going to let her tell. She does a lot of different things. I personally can say from the get-go, from the beginning of this podcast, that Samantha knows her stuff. She is the CVABC's bookkeeper, and we love her.
And she also works with Visiting Angels. So it's a full room of clients here.
There we go. So I'm just going to let you start. Like, tell us what S&S Services is all about.
Sure. So S&S Services is a bookkeeping firm that was founded almost 2 years ago. We're about to celebrate our 2 years on October 13th. We're so excited. I need to talk to you about that because we want to do maybe like an anniversary ribbon cutting or something fun to get some of our community together.
Oh, yes.
And enjoy time together. But we specialize in QuickBooks Online, AppFolio, and Buildium. And so those are just, accounting platforms for different things, depending on the industry that you're in. And so we specialize in setting up, cleaning up, maintaining, or even teaching small business owners how to run their books. We also work with estates or really individuals who want to get a handle on their finances and know exactly where money is going and be able to easily pull a report. We pretty much you walk in our doors and we're going to try to figure out the best way to serve you. So each one of our packages is customizable enough to meet the needs. Like the service we provide Visiting Angels is completely different from the service that we provide for CVABC, where we manage the entirety of the books pretty much for CVABC. We step in and support the internal team that Visiting Angels already has in place to ensure that their books remain accurate throughout the year and they don't have any issues come tax time that then, require them to have to do a whole bunch of back work to figure out what happened and when. We're able to catch any issues right in the moment and make sure that everything's right where it needs to be. I'm very grateful because the number one thing with us is relationship. We get to know so much about our clients because we talk with them every single week, which is just guaranteed in all of our packages that you're going to hear from your assigned bookkeeper at least once a week with a question or a check-in or something. So yeah.
And for Visiting Angels, it's a great fit because we have an accountant that does our taxes every year and it's, they can be complicated, things like that. What's great about Samantha is that we do get that support and the help throughout the year to just kind of make things easier, to make sure that we're reporting things right, so that when it goes to the accountant, that it's just quicker and easier and frankly cheaper, because they charge us by the hour. So, and so SNS Services was for us a much more affordable option for maintenance throughout the year compared to using our main accountant. And then we've also got two sets of eyes looking at it. So, if Samantha's like, I'm not sure about this, and the accountant's like, well, this is the way it should, we kind of have we have two sources of opinions there. So even though it may seem a little strange for us to have like U.S. bookkeeping services, and then we have someone separate do our taxes and things like that, it's a great
a lot of
collaboration.
A lot of small businesses don't understand the necessity and the separation of duties, in my opinion, because having a bookkeeper who's in the day-to-day with you, they're going to understand your business while also speaking and working with your accountant. So that way it's a go-between and you don't have to remember all the tax gobbledygook.
Right.
I'm sorry, but that's what it kind of sounds like.
Right.
Whereas bookkeepers are generally able to communicate with you in like everyday language, person to person, like sit down across a cup of coffee and really be able to work with you on what your small business looks like. And we are more affordable. I think on average we're about $50 cheaper per hour than most accountants in our area if we're just looking locally. But if we're looking nationally, we're somewhere between $50 and $100 cheaper. So.
Yeah. And I feel like the benefit for Visiting Angels is that our taxes this year didn't take nearly as long for them to get ready as it did in the past. And so we may have not seen any savings, but it was definitely an easier process. We may have not seen any savings overall, but it was still a whole lot better to have that one-on-one connection with you. And we call you, you answer the phone. Like, we're not going through a phone tree of people to get to. If we have a question, we can send you a message and you get back to us, pretty quickly. And it's been a great experience.
Awesome.
I can pretty much second that because, we, in the past couple of months, I've had a lot of things that we've had to get kind of changed up in our budget. Samantha's also good with sitting down and budgeting with you for the year, going over what you've done the prior year and how you can make some changes, how you can look at cuts, how you can, how that will all factor into your, hopefully your projected budget for the upcoming year. And having her be able to do that and come in, and, she doesn't just come in and rush you out, and be like, well, I'll take care of it. Don't worry about it, and she's out the door. She really sits there and tries to help, me understand what's happening. And because I'm not, I'm not a bookkeeper. I don't really know anything about that sort of thing. I know the money comes in, the money goes out, here and there. We got to work on, doing different things. But, having someone that'll come in and say, well, here's why this was this way, or, hey, quit applying your own stuff because you don't know what you're doing, and that has happened, don't touch this, Heather, like, don't even click on that tab unless you call me and like, I walk you through it. Like, those are things that I need somebody to tell me. Cause sometimes, you do things that aren't right
in a nice but firm way.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. And you do things that aren't right. And then, you're having to pay more time and effort for someone to come in and fix your mess up.
Yep.
Because you're not doing what you're supposed to, or you're trying to do it on your own. And guys, you don't do it on your own. If you don't, if you
I
don't know what you're doing.
can attest to that as her husband, who she definitely practices what she preaches.
Yeah.
Stephen, where's the receipt? Did you get the receipt? I need all the receipts. Why did you go buy that soda? You didn't need to do that.
Yeah.
She's very good at what she does.
I like my budget.
It's not just her company, her baby. It's what she lives.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So how did you get started? Like, how did this kind of come to fruition here?
Oh, I can tell you how that really happened. It was out of necessity.
We're getting really the real scoop here.
Here we go. Yeah, this is why you bring the husband on.
It was out of necessity because I was the main workforce, and she took care of the house and the kids. I got sick. I won't get into details of that. I was basically bedridden, and she just, what her mom basically instilled in her with her mother's company, what she learned. She just decided to apply it, and phenomenally, she just started working and creating SNS services, finding clients, and she was getting a lot of great feedback.
Mm-hmm. We can blame Stephen for why Visiting Angels is our client because he pushed me to their table.
There was a health fair many years ago.
True, yeah.
Mm-hmm. A whole 2 years ago.
It was 2 years ago. Yeah. Yeah. She walked into the health fair, scared to death, coming up, talking to me.
Hosted by the Central Virginia Business Coalition.
Hosted by the Central Virginia Business
She's like,
Coalition.
who do I talk to? I'm like, Here, right here.
And so she came up to me and she handed me this business card and was real timid and like, hi, I do bookkeeping services and this is what we can do and provide for you. And I was like, this is exactly what we've been looking for.
Right.
Where have you been?
They emailed
The
me
look
like
of
that night.
the look of shock on her face was priceless.
Yeah.
And I didn't know, but you know, she was brand new starting out. We were Visiting Angels is proud to take the claim of being her first client.
Yep.
And, we're still here 2 years later. So obviously it's working for us. So, you know, and it's great to see you go from a team of, you know, Steven supporting you, but a team of,
Right.
a team of one. A team of one to how many on your team now?
We have 5 active bookkeepers, and we technically have a team total of 11 because we have a tax preparer who's come on and serves with us, as well as our financial advisor. They work as complimentary services, or we can always go to them and ask questions to make sure we're making the right decisions for you, as well as we have a cleanup crew who they're trainees who are working through cleanups so that they're able to take on their own clients, but allowing us to also make sure that you come to us for a cleanup and we're generally working on it within the next week, if not sooner.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so you do, let's talk about your services a little bit. So
Yeah.
you just said about cleanup. So if you're like, you know, like Heather and you've been clicking stuff and like, maybe it didn't quite go where it
Hey,
was
wait a minute.
supposed to. You said
I'm just
that.
playing.
So
I
I'm
do
just
click.
using,
I do
I'm
click
using,
stuff. Yeah, I'm just
I'm
joking.
using you as an example.
I did
just
click. I did
for
yeah.
scientific purposes. So somebody, and they've got a few things and it's not bad, but it's just things aren't quite right and you need to get it cleaned up. So what do you mean by cleanup? Talk to me about that a little bit.
I'm going to just go through our process a little bit. So generally, we'll talk to somebody. We'll have a free 30-minute consultation. We'll learn about your business. We'll learn about you. Generally, I really use that time to learn about your communication, because how you talk to me, what you tell me about is, I know how I'm going to learn how to communicate with you, because that's required for us to do our job. And then we now are requiring account reviews. So it's a small fee and you give us access to your current set of books, and we go in and we do an in-depth review and take notes the whole way, saying, this is what I found here. This is accurate. This looks inaccurate. I would like to dig more into this, or this really needs to be done. This reconciliation hasn't been done yet. All that fun stuff. We provide you all those notes back so you can decide what to do with them. And then from that, we'll then provide you with a cleanup estimate of saying, do you really need to charge our full $295 per month review minimum fee, or can we really do it in a couple hours because it's really not that bad? Or is it going to take more? So it could be anywhere on that spectrum, but it just allows us to dig in and learn really truly where you are, so that if we can save you money, we will.
Awesome. Yeah. And so talking about your growth too, I also love the fact that you started this 2 years ago. You walked into a health fair. You didn't know anyone there. Met this wonderful guy that ran a healthcare business. I can't remember his name, but he sounds awesome. And
Mike Norfield.
Oh, that's it. And from that, I've seen you grow as a person and develop friendships within the CVABC and other groups as well. And you've also, like, you're now you're a sponsor of the CVABC. So you're also giving back and helping things. You work with Covered Chaplaincy, and you were very active with them. And I think you were at Centerfest with them last year and a couple other events, things like that.
Last year.
That's where I saw you. So I'm sure you do a lot of other things, but that's just where I saw you. Things like that. And you're their bookkeeper, things like that. But you also, you've turned this into an opportunity to give back to your community and give back to other families. And, I know that my wife and I are proud to call you and both Steven friends. So it's good to have seen all this growth come from just a small little step of your husband pushing you. Just go talk to some people. And it's great to see, because America really is built. The heartbeat of America really is small business across America. And it's great to see kind of this business grow from beginning to see where it is now and into the future.
Something that was so scary for me when I started my business is I was like, well, I'm so family oriented. I'm so like, I don't know how I'm going to not be able to be friends with these people, because like I want to be friends with everybody who I interact with and get to know them. And a lot of what you hear about the business world, especially when you're like going through college and doing business management, that's all about professionalism and this and that. And there's a lot less weight put it on relationships, I feel, when you're learning about it.
I think that's worked for you, because you can be you can be direct with someone and be honest. Like, hey, this is what you need to do instead of doing this. Instead of it being more professional, like, should I say this or not? You've actually been more.
You're able to say, Heather, don't touch that tab.
Right, exactly.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying is that I feel like Lynchburg especially, but even like we serve clients in 14 different states. There's somebody in Oregon who I'm like, can we do a Zoom call and just have coffee? Like, not charging you. I just want to have coffee with you. And we'll have coffee
Just want
together
to get
because we
to
just like each
want to
other.
get to know you a little bit.
And they're my client. And, you know, same with there's people in Florida and New York and all over that we get to support. And it's like, they're my friends. Like, we went to Florida over the summer to visit a client who's also a video game friend who also did a lot to support Steven. He started his streaming.
Yeah.
And so there's just so many different connections. And so it doesn't have to stop there. There can be a relationship there. And it does require mutual respect of understanding, like, prices are prices, and I'm not giving you a discount or whatever, this or that, just because you're my friend or just because you're my family. Because I feel like that's a misconception a lot is, oh, friends and family discount.
Right.
And it's like, my value is the same, regardless of if I've known you my whole life or if I just met you 5 minutes ago.
Yep.
Right.
And so, and I found that a lot, especially in Lynchburg, that everybody really sees value in everybody. And it's almost greater when you know them. They're like, can I pay you extra?
Right.
Yeah.
So just, I just wanted to really praise CVABC and our area for that.
I think that's what the heart of the Central Virginia Business Coalition is all about. I think a lot of people look at us as, are you similar to a chamber of commerce? Are you similar to like a Main Street association and things like that? And while, yes, there are similarities and there are differences, I think what it boils down to and what the heart is the relationships between the members we have, because
Absolutely.
I do not think that you can find another organization where the people that are in it are constantly there for the better good of each other. And it's not always about my business, my business, my business. You have people there that are, showing up in jeans and t-shirts, but they're working together. They're lifting each other up. They're not tearing each other down. They're referring, they're doing all those things. And
the amount of people, if somebody on Facebook says, I'm looking for care for a loved one for this, I don't even have to go tag. You tagged me last night, you and Chris Morris, to give you credit. Like, people tag our business out of on Facebook like crazy when somebody's looking for help. And we may not always be the right fit, but I appreciate that they're willing to advocate for me, and just like I'm willing to advocate for them. If somebody says, "Hey, I'm looking for bookkeeping services," like last week I tagged somebody for SNS.
I got a referral because somebody commented on a referral that I got from somebody else, and then Heather commented back at them and was like, "Yes, she's awesome."
Yeah,
I met with them that day at 1:30, and they're my client. I'm in the midst of a cleanup, connecting them with our tax person to manage their taxes and doing like the whole shebang.
That's right.
And I think that's my favorite part of the CVABC is those connections. It's not just, hey, I went to this networking event, and I'm part of a lot of networking, different groups and things like that. Some that focused on seniors and healthcare and things like that. But for the CV, I have more friends in the CVABC than I do any other organization.
But that's what I'm talking about. Like, okay, so Mike, you and I have been friends. We've known each other
since first grade.
Okay, so that's different. But like, I can truly say, 2 years ago when Samantha walked through that job fair, I didn't know who she was at all. And now, I consider her a friend. I consider Steven a friend. I stopped like 4th of July. They're driving down the road and I'm like, hey, I call him. I'm like, hey, come set up over here with us.
And I'm sitting there like, I'm in my PJs. Are you sure? Because I was not expecting to deal with people.
Yeah.
It was great.
But come on over. We just don't post a selfie to Facebook.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's so many people that I now consider like really good friends. I'm not saying I'm, your bestie, but like, really good friends. And I think it becomes more than just business in this, in our, of course you have to have business in there too. But I just, I think that's where it's lacking with some of these larger bookkeeping companies where you have just suits and ties and they're all in a room, and this is more personal. It's very
genuine.
Good word.
And our team is made up predominantly of stay-at-home mothers. So there are people who this is adding a source of livelihood to their company, to their lives, that allows them to also take care of their family lives. So it is very personal to them. So they're going to treat you the best that they can, because they know that it could be the difference in whether they make rent that month, because they're helping, probably the other main provider, or maybe they're the single mom and they want to be able to go to all the kids' activities. So there's a lot of internal things as well that we're doing with the people that we bring on to make sure that care remains, because we have gone from just me to this team, and we have served over 160 businesses in some capacity. But our level of service and my hope and my goal is that it never changes and that it only continues to be enhanced. And a lot of that is a testimony to the people that are also in our community, because a lot of people who work for me are people right here. So,
Yeah.
So if someone is in need of your services, how do they get a hold of you?
Sure. So you can text me or call me at 434-299-3920. You can also go on my website and schedule a free consultation right from my calendar at sandsservicesva.com. And we'd love to hear from you and chat with you and just see what's the best way to serve you.
Awesome. That's amazing stuff. Well, I think we're going to go to our commercial, and then we've got a few announcements at the end of the show. To hang in through this commercial, and we'll be there. And if you'd like to have this spot as your business next week, feel free to reach out to us, and we'll record an ad for you. Are you or a loved one looking for top-notch care and support in Bedford, Virginia? Look no further than Oakwood Health and Rehab, where compassionate care meets excellence in rehabilitation. At Oakwood Health and Rehab, we understand that each individual's journey to recovery is unique. That's why we offer personalized care plans tailored to your specific needs. Our team of experienced and dedicated healthcare professionals are here to provide round-the-clock care and support, ensuring your comfort and well-being every step of the way. Our state-of-the-art facility is designed to create a warm and welcoming atmosphere, making you feel right at home. Our cozy rooms, beautiful gardens, and engaging common areas provide the perfect setting for your recovery journey. Oakwood Health and Rehab offers a wide range of rehabilitation services, including physical therapy, occupational therapy, and speech therapy, all aimed at helping you regain your independence and quality of life. Our experienced therapists work closely with you, guiding you through your tailored exercises and activities that promote health and healing. But it's not just about the physical well-being. We believe in nurturing the mind and spirit too. Our enriching recreational programs and social activities ensure that you stay engaged and connected with your fellow residents. Your comfort and satisfaction are our top priorities. That's why our caring staff takes care of everything, from medication management to delicious chef-prepared meals that cater to your dietary preferences. Discover the warmth and support of Oakwood Health and Rehab in Bedford, Virginia. Our team is here to welcome you with open arms and provide the exceptional care you deserve. So don't wait. Call us today at 540-425-7800 to schedule a tour and learn more about how Oakwood Health and Rehab can be your partner on the road to recovery. Oakwood Health and Rehab, neighbors caring for neighbors in Bedford, Virginia. We look forward to caring for you. Wow, what a great and professional sounding ad. I think that was even better than the first one.
Go UVA.
Yeah, go Hokies. So we do have some sad news to share today, which I guess it's good news, but also it's bittersweet. Let's say that. So Andrea has been our membership director at the CVABC for quite a while. She started as a volunteer.
Almost 2 years.
Started as a volunteer and a delegate, and it kind of morphed into a part-time position. And she has recently found a new passion for selling bundt cakes. She is out there rocking it with her crazy hats. I actually won a free cake from Nothing But Cakes at the Liberty game Saturday, and I was so happy. So she, with her personality and her outgoingness, I know she's going to be great at that, but she is leaving the CVABC as an employee.
What? No, I'm just kidding.
No, just kidding. So, no, but she's leaving. She is going to be greatly missed. I am glad that she is still going to be a delegate. If you don't know what that is, join the CVABC and find out. And she's still going to be volunteering and helping out. And we fully support her and her bundt cakes and everything else she's doing with the Forest Living magazine, things like that.
She's also a member with her Singogram because she's got a beautiful voice. If you haven't heard her sing.
And so happy that she could be with us for the 2 years. And we are so excited to see her succeed in her new role as well. And we just wanted to take a moment and just say thank you. And we wish you the best of luck in your new endeavor. And we are so happy that we will still be able to be working with you. So, Andrea, if you're listening, I hope you enjoy our little tribute to you today.
Yeah. I just want to real quickly just plug in there. Andrea stepped in when I needed some help about 2 years ago when our events director, Diane, ended up leaving. For those of you who remember Diane, she was my co-host. It's the first year of Talk Local to Me. And Andrea was able to step in and help me out tremendously. Like I said, like Mike said, she started as just a volunteer. And, we built a really great team at the Central Virginia Business Coalition. And so we will miss her, not much because she'll be there. I mean, she'll be at events, she'll be at things. But we wish her, all the best. And we look forward to seeing her more at just CVABC events as a member.
Yeah, and apparently she does a lot of things where if you're the first one to find her at an event, you can win a cake. So I'm just saying,
What?
keep an eye out.
At every event.
She was at the hospital yesterday. I almost went over there, but I thought if I won it twice in a week, that might be a bit fishy. But but yeah, she was at the LU football game, and
now I'm just gonna be chasing her around finding bunk cakes.
And I'll give you another hint for the Liberty game. They sell bottles of water for $1.25 at Nothing But Cakes, and they're $3 everywhere else. So even if you just go get water, that's a good deal. Anyway, but we're sad to see Andrea go, but we're excited she has done a great job at being out in the community with that, and glad to see that she can still continue to support local business here in Central Virginia.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for tuning in to Talk Local to Me. We will, join us back next week. We have another packed show for you before Woody, goes out of town. And, we will not have an episode on the 20th, I believe.
20th, yes.
Just to let you guys know, we will not be. So you will have to get your Talk Local to Me fix. Check out some past episodes, maybe. Go to Grove Street FM, download, subscribe.
Leave us a review.
And go to
cvabc.org for more information.